What is State's Exhibit 87?
It's records of the Facebook account messages from Miss Kara McCauley's account. I reviewed them today. This is my signature and today's date on it, 7/13 of 2022.
And does this exhibit fairly and accurately depict the messages that were exchanged between the Froggy McCullough account and the Null Void account in the October 28th to October 29th timeframe as it relates to this case?
Yes, they do.
Your Honor, at this time, I'd move to admit State's Exhibit 87.
Any objection to 87?
No objection from defense.
87 is admitted.
Move to publish, Your Honor.
Yes.
And I'll be publishing off of the hard drive.
Well, she sets it up, ladies and gentlemen. The reason we do it this way is there's less lag on the hard drive than what's on the disk, but the information has been verified to be the same.
Just zoom up a little bit. And Your Honor, if the court would inquire whether the jurors can see that text at that zoom level on their monitors.
Can you read that from where you're sitting? Yes, that's what they're indicating.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so
If you need to move at all to get a clearer view, you can do that. And it's also up on the large monitors in the courtroom. Go ahead, counsel.
thank you. Let's just orient the jury to a few things before we begin reading the text themselves. At the top of the page in a blue box, what information do you see?
It says Meta Platforms Business Record, page 32.
Okay, and under the author section of the records, who's listed as the author?
For the first message, it has Froggy McCullough, and the user ID is last 4 of 5266.
So does that mean that these are messages that you've pulled from the Froggy McCullough account?
Yes.
Okay, and down a little ways, we see a third message with an author listed as Null Void. Do you see that?
I do.
And can you just read for the jury the last 4 digits of that Facebook identifier?
8199.
Did you receive those the messages as they were in the Null Void account, 8199?
Yes.
Okay. And were those messages the exact same as the ones in the Froggy McCullough account?
Yes.
Okay. So starting with these messages, we won't read every single one, understanding that the jury will have the opportunity to. What was the date and time that the first message was sent? I'll first have you read it in UTC, and then I'll make you do some math on the fly.
Yeah, UTC time for this one was dated 2022, 10/29, 05, 4, 8, and 12 seconds of UTC time. That's 5 a.m. in the morning. If we subtract 6 from that, don't quote my math on it, but I believe that would put us at 23, 48 hours and 12 seconds, otherwise known as 11:48 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Okay. And what does that first message say?
Have her drop off her shot and the cat, then go to the park. My mom is up. ATM, I need a quick escape. I'm going to go to the porch. Avoid the porch.
Then the next message?
Did y'all just get to the garage?
And I should clarify, is this conversation exclusively between the Froggy McCullough and the Null Void accounts?
Yes, from what I can interpret, yes.
Okay. And so after the Froggy McCullough account asks, did y'all just get to the garage, what does Null Void respond?
Stay in the back room.
Okay. And what do they say back?
Froggy McCullough replies back, I'm already on the porch with the door locked.
In the course of your investigation, in particular your interview with Isaac Apodaca, did Isaac tell you the time that Grace arrived at 5941 Jaguar?
I'd probably have to refer to my my report to see more of a definite time on that. I know an approximation offhand.
What's the approximation?
Between about around 2300 hours or 11 p.m. on October 28th, 2022.
And when we do the UTC conversion from 5:48 a.m. on October 29th, and we subtract 6, does that change the date as well?
Yes, it does. It brings it to the day before.
Okay, so these messages would have started at approximately 11:48 p.m. on October 28th. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Let's see if it will let me. Sorry, when I cast to the second monitor, it is glitchy. Okay. Going to this next message at 5:57 UTC, which would be just before midnight. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. What does the Froggy McCullough account say?
What's going on? I'm thinking to head to the park.
Okay. And at 5:58, what does Froggy McCullough say?
The one after null void, the 558 one says, I'll LYK, which I believe means let you know. When I get there, then you head there.
And what does null void respond?
I'll head there shortly.
And what does Froggy McCullough respond?
She's with you, yes?
And what does null void state?
Yes.
Okay. And then null void again at 6:04 UTC?
We are talking, but we will head there shortly.
And then Froggy's next response?
In the body of it is some kind of like an image or something like that.
So when we see those two little square type brackets, what does that mean in terms of what you were able to see in the messages on the phone?
From my investigation, I learned to see that means it's like some kind of emoji or some kind of picture or something that was sent that isn't encapsulated on this particular record.
Do you recall the type of emoji that the Froggy McCullough would most frequently use in this context?
Yeah, it was like some kind of like dog or something like that.
Or did she ever use a mushroom?
Yeah, she'd use a mushroom as well, yeah.
And is that something you discussed with Isaac Apodaca?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so what does Froggy McCullough then say after she sends some sort of emoji?
I'm sitting at the table, make it seem as though you promised to meet with a friend. Froggy then says, is the door unlocked? Froggy sends another message, I look like a monster, dude. Null void says yes.
And I'll have you just slow down a little bit. So
Sure.
So after Froggy McCullough says, I look like a monster, dude, what does the null void account respond?
Yes.
Going to page 34.
Froggy says, I don't have anything nice to say. And I'd like to note that now we're at 6:53 UTC time, which would be past midnight. So 12:53 a.m. on October 29th, 2022. Null void states, I know, but be kind with your words. Like when me and you talk, instead of violence, show compassion. Froggy appears to send some kind of emoji or a picture. Null void replies, you know what I mean, platypus. Null void then states, rar, rar. Froggy then says, get the conversation rolling, dude. I'm not feeling nice. Froggy then says, you're too nice to make me feel good, RN.
Are you familiar with text lingo?
Yes, I am. So RN, in my interpretation, is right now.
Okay.
Froggy then states, get her to talk.
And about how much time has gone by between the message from the Froggy account saying, you're too nice to make me feel good right now, to get her to talk?
It appears approximately 14 minutes. Froggy then states, not just fun stuff. Froggy sends another message stating, I have things I want to talk about, but she's not going to respond well. She's never been the one to listen. Froggy then says, get her to talk so I have somewhere I can butt in. Null void then responds, okay. Froggy then states, I want to play a couple songs, but I don't know how to talk. And then just to keep everyone on track with where we are on time, at 7:56 UTC time, backtracking that, we are now 1:56 in the morning.
And what does Froggy state at 1:56 in the morning?
I am uncomfortable.
And going to page 35, what does the null void account respond?
Lay your head on me. Then Froggy replies, brat. Froggy sends another message that says, go in the house for a bit. Null void replies, what is going on, Puggy, Taki?
And let me stop you there. Puggy, was that a name or nickname that came up in the course of your interviews?
Yes, in the course of my interviews, I learned that that was a nickname that Mr. Isaac Apodaca would refer to Miss Karen McCauley by.
Would he also use Puggle?
Yes. Froggy then states, trust me, just go inside for a bit, just say you need the bathroom. Null void, in his next at least 3 messages, appears to send some kind of emoji or picture. And then null void says, hey, can I come back? Froggy responds, I don't know, can you? LOL. LOL meaning laugh out loud. Froggy then appears to send some kind of emoji or a picture. Froggy says yes. Null void replies and says dagger because it's blunt.
And what time is this dagger because it's blunt message sent?
9:09:29 UTC time on the 29th. Backtracking that 6 hours would put us, don't quote my math, but it's 03:29, so 3:29 a.m. on October 29th, 2022.
And the null void account sent this to Froggy McCullough.
Correct.
Okay, let me just scroll before I have you keep reading. Okay, after null void says dagger because it's blunt, what does Froggy McCullough respond?
Why is blunt better? The null void replies, cuts like butter. Then Froggy states, just gonna stab the thought. Null void responds by saying yes. Froggy states, instant or will it take long?
And what does null void respond?
Instant. And that's at 09:30 UTC time, backtracking 03:30 a.m. on the 29th.
Okay, and now going to this portion, at 9:31 and 5 seconds UTC, what does Froggy McCullough state?
She states, what do we do about the mess? Null void responds by saying, we burn it. I'll buy new blankets and bed. Froggy then says, but until we can, I love these sheets, and my favorite fuzzy blanket is here. Null void then replies by saying, I know. Froggy then says, just intense wash tomorrow. Hydrogen peroxide and ice waster will get it out. No.
Let me stop you for one moment.
Sure.
When you were reviewing these messages with Isaac Apodaca, did you ask him about this conversation regarding a cleanup?
Yes, I did.
And just briefly explain to the jury what Mr. Apodaca said this mess was going to refer to.
I wanted to know what he meant by that, and he referred to it as there was poop on the bed, that someone had maybe defecated on the bed or an animal or something like that.
And in the course of the search warrants and the bedding that was collected in this case, to your knowledge, was there ever any feces documented in the bed?
No, there never was.
Okay. After the Froggy McCullough message about an intense wash tomorrow and hydrogen peroxide, what did null void respond?
He says yes, and then Froggy replies with, can you help this time?
And null void responds?
Yes, I am just waiting for you to make the first move. Then Froggy replies with, shall we wait till sleep? And then null void states, remember when you told me don't be a pussy when I kissed you?
And what time are these messages being sent?
That last one I just read was sent at 9:34 UTC time converting to our local time on that date and time, that would have been 3:34 a.m. on October 29th, 2022.
How many seconds are there between the "shall we wait till sleep" text and the response of "remember when you told me don't be a pussy when I kissed you" message?
From this record here, there is 1 second that has transpired between those two messages that were sent.
Going to page 37, what does Froggy McCullough respond to the null void message?
She responds, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then she sends another message that says, brat.
And then at 9:34:54,
She says, Froggy account says, we will have to take care of the mess ASAP, ASAP, as soon as possible after we finish. Null void replies by saying, yes. And then Froggy replies and says, you're in charge of cleanup.
just let me, after the Froggy account says you're in charge of cleanup, what does null void respond?
Null void says, okay. And then Froggy says, I can't tell if she's falling asleep.
Okay.
And
And what does null void say?
null void says, it feel like her feet are on my side. And then Froggy says, I wish you'd make the first move for once. Null void then says, Puggle, remember, you'll move up the ranks plus you get perks in the black market since this is your first. Froggy says,
Just let me scroll 1 second.
sure.
So after the null void account states Puggle, and mentions moving up the ranks and perks in the black market, what does the Froggy McCullough account respond with?
How do I aim right?
And what does null void respond?
Just aim.
What does Froggy say?
Tell me when.
And what does null void say?
Okay, I'll give a count.
So going to page 38 of the records, which is 7 of the exhibit, what does null void then do?
Null void then sends a series of messages, 6 followed by 5. Froggy responds and says, I can't yet, dude. Then null void says 4. It appears to me as though there's a countdown happening. Froggy then says, I'm shaking, dude. Null void then says, I know, lose the nervous. Null void then says, Puggy. And then the Froggy account says, help me drive it through. And our current time at that last message is 0941 UTC time, which would convert over to 3:41 a.m. local time.
Okay. And I'm going to scroll down before I have you keep reading anymore.
Okay.
What does Froggy McCullough respond with next at 9:42:02?
Anger me.
And what does null void respond?
I invited Brittany.
Okay.
Then Froggy says, that's annoying. Froggy then says, not angering. Null void replies, oh. Then Froggy says, and if it goes wrong, then what?
At 9:44, what's noted?
It appears null void received a video chat with Otter, but missed that video chat. And then the next at least 2 messages appear to be null void, sending 2 emojis or pictures. Actually, the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, several messages are null void, sending some kind of picture or GIF or something to that effect. At one point, Froggy McCauley at 9:45 UTC time sends a question mark.
Okay. And then what does the null void account do?
Sends another series of the same unknown images.
Okay. And I think you mentioned previously when you reviewed his cell phone with him as the messages appear on the phone, were you able to see the emojis?
Yes, I was.
Okay. And did you preserve those images?
I did.
Okay. Talk about that a little bit. All right. What did, and I can back up if I went a little too fast. Going from page 39 into page 40, at 9:45:48, what does the Froggy McCullough account state?
You're cute.
And what did null void reply?
How so? And then Froggy appears to send some kind of image that is captured on these records.
Okay, and can you just describe that image?
I don't know, a cat or I don't know, something.
A cartoon animal?
Yeah.
Okay, and so we'll go through was this image sent multiple times?
Yes.
Scrolling into page 43, has this image just kind of continually been sent?
It has. And as you're scrolling, it appears these are all still Froggy sending them.
Thank you. We're now on page 47. Is that same message just being kind of continually sent?
Yes, it is.
Okay. We're now at page 53. Is that message just continually been sent throughout?
Yes.
Okay. And now going to page 54.
The Froggy account at 9:46 UTC time converted to local is 3:46 a.m. on October 29th, 2022. Froggy says LOL. Null void replies by saying Fred.
What does Froggy McCullough then say at 9:46:56?
My leg is asleep and spasming. Null void responds by saying, I know she is also shivering a lot and I'm ticklish, LMAO. LMAO meaning, I believe, laugh my ass off.
Okay.
Froggy then says, sorry.
During this time, did you learn from Isaac where everyone was located in the garage throughout the night?
Yes, I did.
Where were they?
They were all co-sleeping on the same bed. Isaac was sleeping at the foot of the bed.
Thank you. And by sleeping, what do you mean? Do you mean sleeping or do you mean something different?
Laying on the bed, at the foot of the bed.
Okay. So after Froggy McCullough responds sorry at 9:48:04, what does she say at 9:49:49 UTC?
Anger me.
And what does null void respond?
Well, for one, you can't look at your face. And then Froggy replies, remind me of everything she's done. This could have already if you had done the OG plan. Null void.